Thank you so much. Good morning to one all. The blessings of Almighty. I also would like to salute our patrons, Chancellor Dr. J. Ramachandran sir and Pro-Chancellor Dr. Rajesh Ramachandran sir for their generosity. I cordially welcome our Vice Chancellor, Colonel Dr. G. Srivastava sir, the man of inspiration. My humble welcome to our beloved Registrar Dr. M. Jayaprakash sir for his untiring support and encouragement, and the man began the show. It's my great honor to welcome the guest speaker of this webinar, Dr. Murali Malligaraman, Regulatory Toxicologist, Chennai. Welcome, sir. I also extend my hearty welcome to the most respected Joint Registrar, Controller of Examination, Deans, heads of the various departments, directors. A warm welcome to you all. A cheerful welcome to the participants, my colleagues, and my dear friends. It's my great honor to welcome the dignitaries on the screen of the script. The workshop provides a platform for researchers, students, and faculties to understand elaborately on the molecular techniques which involve in assessment of aquaculture health. The workshop includes two eminent speakers. They will share their experience with two unique topics, which ultimately brings us the enormous information which is going to be improve participant knowledge of the molecular aspect. Okay, thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Let's learn it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. Maya Kannan, sir, Organizing Secretary, to introduce our today's speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Swarna. Dear speaker, participant, and my colleagues, a very pleasant morning. It's great privilege to have this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker of this session, Dr. Murali Malligaraman, Regulatory Toxicologist, GLR Laboratories Private Limited, Chennai. Dr. Murali has obtained his doctoral degree and PG degree in biochemistry from University of Madras, India. After his doctoral degree, he entered the pharmaceutical industry and involved in the development of drugs from natural sources. Then he moved to University of Malaya, Malaysia, as postdoctoral researcher, where he shifted his focus into regenerative medicine for the treatment of orthopedic disease. His commitment towards research and teaching earned him the academic position as an associate professor in the same university. Dr. Murali worked as several projects with international collaborators. He is a prestigious author of many articles, book chapters, and papers in peer-reviewed international journals. He is the editorial board member and reviewer of many academic journals, and he has given a number of lectures both in India and abroad, and talks in national media, including COVID. On a final note, Dr. Murali Malligaraman is a fascinating individual, always a researcher and mentor for students, scholars, not only his own, but also from other institutions. Sir, it's a great honor to have you here for this lecture. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maya Kannan. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Just give me a minute. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes, sir. Please share. Did you share already, sir?
Something buffering, I believe.
Sir, you have to share your entire screen, sir. Then only the PPT will be presentable.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Something is not responding here.
No problem, sir. You take your time. Sir, if you have a problem to share it, you maybe share the PPT. Yeah, it's visible, sir. Thank you. It's visible. Sir, your mic is muted. Murali, sir, your mic is muted, sir.
Now it's fine, right?
Yeah, you are audible now. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Just okay. Thank you, one and all. I really thank the interest of each and every participant and the organizers to even working on the Sundays. Because usually the Sunday is the only one day we say like we used to get rest. But unfortunately, due to the lockdown, we have a long rest and we are trying to cope up with the time in a very useful manner. And I'm really thankful to the organizers of this workshop and to the Ahmed University for making their students and staff to be active during the pandemic. So without any further things, I will just directly enter into my topic of presentation today. Today for next maybe like 40 to 50 minutes, I will be talking about few basics of PCR, polymerase chain reaction, and also we'll be touching about the people who has introduced me about the PCR and where I applied the PCR and where the PCR can be applied towards the aquatic health and aquatic toxicology. It was nearly 38 years, almost we have going to cross 4 decades after the discovery of the polymerase chain reaction by Dr. Carey Mullis. Science is fun, science is interesting, and science is multidisciplinary. You see, Carey Mullis, he did his basic degree in chemistry, but however, he got a PhD degree in biochemistry. I'm happy that I'm also a PhD degree in biochemistry. And with the basics in chemistry, completing a PhD in biochemistry, he has introduced a groundbreaking technology. He has developed a novel technique, the PCR, which has made a revolutionary things in the field of molecular biology, genetic engineering, and biotechnology. So that's why before starting my talk itself, I want to emphasize one thing. Science is not standalone. Science is multidisciplinary. Science is interrelated. That's why we people are interacting even nowadays through online. We are interacting between different industries, different academics, academic and industry collaborations. So science live only by discussions, only by debate, and then only we can find out many more things. So we already have passed nearly 40 years, but when Carey Mullis was introduced the PCR, uh, and this over these 40 years, around this 38 years, maybe in the 36 years, the PCR technique, the polymerase chain reaction techniques, was only known to the scientific community. So we used to use in different words, so we confuse the common layman, right? We used to say chromosome, gene, gene expression, transcription, translation, nucleotide, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. How much of complicated things we used to complicate the common man? This, number of this.